My favorite memory is probably my earliest memory, which is going out into the garden with my mom before dinner and picking lettuce and tomatoes and bringing them in the house and washing them and looking for, like, rinsing all the dirt off and rinsing all the bugs off and then making a salad for dinner. I'm Jenna Wortham, a staff writer for the New York Times Magazine, and we're at Wave Hill, a public garden and a cultural center in the Bronx along the Hudson. Well, Wave Hill in general it's a beautiful space. It's so peaceful, and if I lived near here, I would come here in the mornings before work or right after work and just walk around, look at all the plants. I grew up in Alexandria, Virginia, which is right outside DC. So I just grew up in this gigantic garden that my parents had behind their house. I feel most at home when I'm around green things and when I can be around plants or wake up and pick a lemon and have it in my tea or, in some fresh water. My maternal grandmother, she had a huge root cellar where she canned tomatoes and beets and pickles and things like that. And so a big part of my childhood was being at my aunt's house. We would go into the root cellar and get something that she'd canned or put up. And then we would bring it to the house and have it for dinner, or we would have it for a special holiday event or something like that. One of my great aunts pretty much was an herbalist and had a huge garden and barn where she dried all these herbs and things that she grew. Was really incredible. Being around that and being close to that definitely is really important and special to me. Especially because I'm a technology reporter and I spend so much time on screens, using different apps, writing about software, talking to people about software. It's really nice to sort of do something that kind of forces you to be outside and away from our devices. When I've had a very long day writing or reporting, being able to walk out into the garden and pick something and eat it, or weed a little bit, or water something, just feels grounding. It feels like I'm reconnecting. It feels like a nice reprieve from just the hecticness of the day. I live in Ridgewood, Queens. I live with my landlords, and I live in the garden level apartment, and we share a huge garden. And they grow beans and tomatoes, and there's a huge grapevine and a fig tree. It's like really incredible. It's kind of an amazing piece of serenity in all the chaos of New York. Public spaces in New York are especially rare and important because most people don't have access to a garden. I definitely use my current green space as a locus of social activity and community activity. I'm one of my, few among my friends that has access to a green space. All summer long, I invite people over and have barbecues or just have people over for breakfast, and usually we'll cook things that we've pulled from the garden. There is something about green spaces, whether they're community gardens or just public parks, that do end up being these just, centerpieces for just the community that they're part of. That there is something really uniting about that. Being able to find something indoor or outdoor that resembles a garden is always what connects me back to this idea of home.